Hello traders, this is Dave from the Compass Options Live Trading Room, and I just want to do a brief video on one of the trades we took yesterday, December the 6th, using our Compass system with Dominator system, the combo system. We use these two trades. I just want to point out that trade and show you how effective this system really is. Again, so we'll just cover the disclaimer first. All signals and trading opportunities we provide here are for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. So let's just quickly talk about how the two systems we've got. We've got the Right Line system and the Dominator system, and we use them in conjunction with each other to find the very highest probability trade setups. The Compass system, if you're not familiar with it, it identifies stocks that are being moved by institutional buying or selling. It also identifies stocks that do not have institutional buying or selling moving them, so that those can be avoided. We only want to take trades in which the institutions are driving the trend. We don't want to be in trades that the retail traders are driving the trend, because it ends up with just chaos and chop. We want to be in institutional trades. The Dominator system, on the other hand, displays market internals and produces buy or sell signals. When the difference between the number of stocks moving up on up volume and upticks versus stocks moving down on down volume and downticks is very large. So, for example, if we've got 600 stocks moving up on up volume and upticks, and 100 moving down on down volume and downticks, you've got a large disparity in the number of stocks that are moving up versus the number of stocks moving down. And if you take that in conjunction with institutional buying or selling in the particular instruments that you're looking at, you've got the ideal setup. So that's basically what the two systems identify. We'll get into a little bit more detail on it, but again, the Dominator market internals is looking at the market internals for 5 indexes: the Dow, the New York Stock Exchange, the Triple Qs, NASDAQ, the SPY, S&P 500, and the Russell 2000. So it's looking at the stocks moving up and up volume and upticks versus stocks moving down on downticks and down volume on each one of those indexes. And then it's also looking at the total across all those indexes. Doesn't look at price, it's just looking at the number of stocks moving up or moving down. When there is a significant disparity in the stocks moving up versus the stocks moving down, a buy or sell signal will be created for the stock of the index if the multi-time frame trend aligns with the signal. In other words, if you get a lot of stocks moving up versus stocks moving down, you're going to be looking for bullish stocks. And if you're going to take a bullish position on a stock, then you want that stock to have a multi-time frame trend that's also bullish. So basically, it's just a matter of trading stocks in the trend that they're in and not doing counter trend trading. And so that's what we look for, basically the multi-time frame trend. And I'll show you how we find that on the Dominator system. We obviously want to trade stocks in the direction that matches the multi-time frame trend. So that would be, obviously trading bullish stocks on the way up and trading bearish stocks that are going down. And the market internals will always be the same no matter what the stock you look at, but the stock's multi-time frame trend could be different. And I'll show you exactly what we're talking about here in just a second with the Dominator system. So what we're looking for with the Compass system and the Dominator system combination, when we're looking at both, we're looking for bullish setups, which would have the Dominator background would be green. We'll show you that on the Ninja system. And we have a buy signal. If it's red with the sell signal, then that gives us a bearish trade. And when you get the two systems lining up, it's possible to take larger trade size. It's possible to stay in the trades longer because you have such a high probability of these working. And we take these off of support or resistance. We're going to take a short. We want to take a short when the stock hits resistance and then heads down again. If we want to take a long, we take it when it hits support and then starts to bounce up again. That's fairly normal for trading off of for any kind of trading off support and resistance. But those can be bouncing off the 15 EMA of the EMA that we've got here on the Compass system. Could be a bounce off the volume weighted average price. Could be off a pivot point. could be off of a dynamic compression zone that we have in the compass system. Any kind of support or resistance levels that's significant can be used. So, and these are the highest probability trade setups criteria that we use. We look for, and I'll show you this, a dynamic compression zone in the spot on the compass system. We look for high ganache reversal candles, and these are just different things that we use to find the highest probability trade setups. Again, breakout in the same direction of the stock trend, breakout the same direction as the current trend if there is one in the market. And we use a couple things called the Laguerre, modified Laguerre, which is basically a momentum indicator. That's an oscillator that has the divergence stripped out of it, so you're just getting momentum. So those are what we look for, and I'll just kind of show you that here in a second. But this is a trade we took yesterday. It was on Disney. It was a short. This is a daily chart off the compass system right here. And you notice that this was the candlestick here yesterday on Disney. And the shaded area right here with the red line and it's shaded in here, that's called the dynamic compression zone. So we had a stock that had been compressing for quite a while here and broke out of a dynamic compression zone right here. So this showed us on the daily chart that this was a good daily setup for a short. And if you notice on the this is the compass system, this is the multi-time frame Laguerre. This is just showing you what the momentum is over multiple time frames for that stock. That's telling you that the institutions are in here selling the stock on the multi-time frames, and it's also telling you that right here that yellow is the same thing. Anything yellow or red is bearish. So these are all lined up that this is a bearish setup on Disney. So we see that on the daily chart, and then we go to the 5-minute chart because we're going to do an intraday trade here. So what we look for on an intraday trade is we look for some sort of a logical breakdown off of some support levels, a resistance level in this case. And this little red line here is a 15 EMA, so that's an obvious support level we can use. And we took it right here on this candle right here, because if you notice on the compass system here, we've got either yellow or red all the way down across everything. All of our indicators. This is a quant, this is a multi-time frame momentum, this is a current time frame momentum, and this is a bias on the chart. In other words, what's the direction overall that the stock's going. So this is where we get in on Disney right here. And this, you can see that it just follows it down. We stayed in it, we stayed in it, we stayed in it, and we took a really nice profit in this thing. We bought puts. We did puts on Disney and made a nice profit. So this is how it's set up on the compass system. Now, before we took that trade, we also looked at the Dominator system. This is the Dominator system, and this is on a Ninja 8 platform. The market internals can only go on Ninja 8. The company that produces these things called Kinetic, they only feed this to the Ninja 8 platform. They do not feed it to any other platforms, but they do sell it to institutions. But this is the only way retail traders can get this. Now this is the background I was talking about, and this is on Disney on a 5-minute. This dark pink is bearish. The light of yellow or light pink is also bearish, just not as bearish. So these are the market internals that you see right here. And when the market internals are mostly red, what you're going to get is sell signals. You see these little arrows. These are sell signals. So when this went red at the same time the compass system went red, this was the location where we would take the trade. That's where we took it on the compass system. And you can see that it just continues down with sell signals all the way across the board here on Disney. It just kept falling down. Even when it started to bounce back up here, you notice that we still had sell signals. The market internals were still bearish. What this is telling us is these are just retail traders in here trying to pick a bottom, and they aren't able to. They try to pick a bottom, the stock moves up a little bit, and then it pulls right back down again and sucks them all in. And again, the market internal stayed red the whole time, and Disney just kept on falling down. So this is how you use the Dominator system and the compass system in coordination with each other, in combination with each other. And I have a trading room that I do this every day. We look for this on the SPY. We look for this on any particular stocks that come up. We're looking for a background that matches the direction we want to take the trade. So when we got red or pink backgrounds, then we're looking for shorts. So we're looking for the market internals to be red. If we had longs, we'd be looking for a green background with the market internals being green. So that's how we found this trade. And I just kind of want to point out something as far as we use this system for what's called the SPY super system, and these are the stats on it. We basically, these are trades we took just on the SPY, S&P 500. We did puts and calls from 10.6 to 11.25, and these only were trades that set up on both the Compass system and the Dominator system with the criteria that I just spoke about. And we did 62 trades, all day trades. We had 57 winners, 4 losers, and 1 scratch trade. That's a win percentage of 92%, and we had a profit factor of 28.69%. And I don't know if you're familiar with profit factors, but that's an astronomically high profit factor for trades. And again, these are all just SPY trades, but you can use the same criteria for any indexes or any instruments, any stocks you want to use. Like for example, Disney that I just showed you. So anyway, this is again the Compass Dominator System combo, and it's made by Rightline. It's a tremendous piece of software, and there'll be a link here that gets you if you'd like to get access to my room for a couple of weeks to see how we do these trades, how we find them, and how we trade them. Because we're looking for them all the time. We have to be very patient. We look for these setups, but I think being patient is worth it if you can get a 92% win rate, which is what we do. So again, I appreciate everybody listening to this, and there'll be a link into my room for a demo on this if you want to, for a couple-week trial to see how you like the system. I explain a lot of it in there, and I also have videos on all these setups. So again, appreciate you listening to the video. I hope to see you in the room.